Alright guys, and welcome back to War number 2 in Season 46. It is still, our alliance as a whole is having a pretty rough go with the new tactic, but I am still improving, and actually the one mess up we have this war was not even a tactic defender, which was kind of frustrating. We're starting off with Cassie against Spider-Man Supreme here. And on path 3, there's no armor up on this, so there's literally nothing about this node that works for Spider-Man Supreme. It's just a Spider-Man Supreme. I picked Cassie because I had a Nimrod in section 3 where he's got the shock immune, where he he's going to put shocks on you if he has an armor, and Cassie is shock immune. So that was my thought process there, and that is actually going to be my only trouble, like my biggest, my least worried about fights, and the one that's going to drive me crazy afterwards. Next, we've got Elsa making her appearance in war as a tactic attacker against it's a rank 4 Ascended Silk. And Elsa is a tactic attacker, so there I get the little intercept in, and now I can block unblockable specials. I just want to keep getting those intercepts. If I can keep up my intercept game, then we're in good shape. Again, plus the auto evade helps a lot, but here we're going to go ahead and push her to a special there, and we can just block the entire thing, because we've got the taunt up from the tactic. And there, go for another intercept. And again, similar to what I was doing last time, I'm just going to, as long as I can keep up the intercepts, then really it's not so bad. The only thing that is an issue I find with the tactic is you're taking a lot of chip damage that you would normally potentially be able to evade, and healing up is an issue. I think that is probably one of the harder things. Next, we go into path. We're just going to do full path 3 here. We've got the exact same fight that we had last time, Magneto against future Ant-Man, but this time we've got the beefed up, maxed out 6-star, rank 5 version. So this is going to go pretty much the same, actually. It's not that big of a difference between the maxed out 5-star and the maxed out 6-star. But the base damage hits are going to just do a lot more, and obviously we've got a bigger cushion in case we do get hit. But nothing too crazy here. But again, we're just going to build up to 3 bars of power. You can see he's not even getting his armor ups at this point. So hitting into him is not a problem. We're not really worried about the bleeds. And we're up to we're up to 40 prowess. So going to go ahead, one more heavy attack, 41 prowess, drop the special 3. That's going to do a ton of damage, and then as soon as this is done, the bleeds disappear quickly, and he is gone. Oh, he's actually no bleeds, he's just gone. Then we have this Nimrod fight where I underestimated the amount of the glancing, and what I should have done is just built up to special 3s. Early on, I got a couple of... you can see right here, I got a couple of the power stings to stick, and I'm like, okay, I'll just keep pushing him to specials, throw the taunt on, which I do. He's happy to throw his special 1, and so that's what I was going with. But as he gets more armor ups, like right here, he's at like 4 armor ups, or he's at 2, and he's going to go back to 4. Other than just getting clipped by chip damage here, now I can get the taunt on, but it's going to be harder for me to get the power stings on. And pushing him to special 2 just really slows down the fight. I should have really stayed firm on trying to bait special 1s and go to special 3 and just go for brute force damage, because relying on the power stings and the taunt and all that things when you have glancing was just not a great idea. So I think that was my downfall in this particular fight. And I'm not going to die, but I am going to this fight is just going to take way too long, and unfortunately I am going to time out, which is extremely frustrating, especially because here even when he throws it, when I gain a bar of power, I actually he puts like those debuffs on me, so I'm going to go ahead like he's going to special lock me, but I'm going to get free willpower healing. There I get 8 power stings up again, so I'm thinking, okay, fine. he'll start throwing specials again, but again, he got a special 2, so that's I had to wait it out, and the power stings disappear. Plus, he's poison immune, so I can't extend the duration with a light ending combo. So at this point, there's like 2 minutes left, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm barely chipping away at him. Every hit is glancing. You know, even if I try and wait out the armors, it's just nothing is really going my way in this one. And at one point, I think I decide, okay, I'm going to build up to a big special 2 here. I've got a bunch of power stings, and I'm going to go for a big special 2, and then I whiff the special 2. I accidentally hit it right there, and hit it into his block, and that was probably my last chance at getting any significant damage done in this particular fight. So again, pushing to special 2 is not helping my cause here, and I had a lot more fights at this point. This was like the order that I did them in, and I had my Path 1 fights were a lot scarier on paper than this one, and so the war was relatively close. I guess it was in play early on, so obviously you don't want to screw up. It ended up being a massive loss. We had no chance in this one by the end, so it didn't really matter. Our battle group, I think, outperformed our opponent from a battle group perspective, but overall Alliance is still having a rough go. But we're trying to communicate more, improve more, and we'll get there. It's okay. We'll pick up some wins. I'm not too concerned. And then we have a Mysterio mini, again with make a stand and one eye open. So you got to knock them down in order to do damage, and you can't parry or else the damage is reflected. But we've got Magneto, and he's #metal. So my plan here is mainly to I don't want special ones. It's a kind of a catch-22. Special 1, I can't really counter, and I want to be able to counter his attacks. So here I'm going to build up to a special 1. I'm going to go ahead and drop my special 1, so now the protection is down, and now I can do full damage. So I'm going to try and bait quite a bit of heavies, and I'm going to try and push him to special 2, because I cannot be, I can't miss as a against a #metal champion. So if the magnetism on, I can't miss when he has this special 2. He is going to power drain me a bit, which is going to give me some willpower healing, but you're going to see miss failed on the right hand side there, because I cannot miss against a #metal champion. So that was kind of my play here. It is a little bit of a long fight, but it ended up being relatively safe. There was the only time I think I got hit by that heavy attack. I didn't like that because that put a poison on me, and I can't really outdo the, I didn't want to take too much extra damage. Again, the special 2 does put a power drain on me that I can get free willpower healing. Again, the special 1, I probably could have attacked in after it and not taken too much reflected damage, because of the magnetism usually shuts down the majority of the parts of the node, but I did not want to mess with it. Also, even like a parry heavy, I probably wouldn't have taken that much damage, especially because of the protection itself. It doesn't go down until you knock them down, so even the damage that you do on a parry and then knockdown isn't really that much. So I probably could have done a few more things differently, but at the end of the day, I was pretty happy with how this fight went. Like, the strategy worked, and didn't take too long. I still we're at like 40% to go with 2.5 minutes. That's not terrible. Again, special 2. Gotta get a knockdown here, go for a nice little intercept. Again, special 1, it knocks him down, let him throw the special 2, then I can attack in with full power. Get a nice little striker there into another combo. So that it worked out pretty well. And then get me enough hits to push him to another special 2. And then again, the problem with the special 2 is that he is power draining me, so it's hard for me to build up to another bar of power to get the knockdown. So it is a tricky fight, but I thought Magneto may not be the greatest option, but he's definitely safe, and that's what I prefer for a fight here. And this ended up being the only mini that I did. I might have thrown my hat in the ring to do a few others, but they were taken by the time I got around to by the time they were free. I think they were already taken, so that's okay. We'll take the one mini that we can do. Then path 1 was a tricky one. I actually ranked up Warlock to rank 4 for this path, and then I had so much going on. I was traveling for the holidays and was doing this one during that process. And so the first fight here, obviously this is not my ideal matchup for Absman on path 1 with the regen here, but as long as we can keep, don't throw the special one, as long as you can keep up the infection, then you don't really have to worry about the healing at all. You can't reverse his healing, but as long as you've got the infection up when he's got a healing, he's taking degen instead. So I was trying to cycle special 2s if I could. I don't want to throw a special 1 because a special 1 will remove the infections, and I need the infections up as much as possible. So special 2 is the name of the game here. I could throw a special 3 if I really want to power drain him, but here I don't mind him throwing specials. If he gets the healing, he just takes a bunch of degen instead, so that works in my favor, and the more health he tries to get, the more he's degenning, and eventually the damage starts to kick in here, and down goes Absman. So I was pretty happy with this first fight, but the next 2 were the ones that I was really concerned about. The most concern I had about was a global defender in Quicksilver. Now, my initial plan was to use the Magneto House of X pre-fight so that I can parry this guy without triggering the Masochism and Vigorous Assault, and I blanked and I totally forgot to place it. So as soon as this fight starts, I try and go desperately for intercepts. My invul boost disappears, and I'm like, oh god, this is going to be terrible. I do get an intercept off, so now if he does throw a special 1 there, I quickly block, and I'm able to block the special 1. Okay, then I have to go ahead and I need to get intercepts in. If I don't get intercepts in, I'm not going to be able to block his unblockable special 1. There, I get clapped. I'm in the corner. I'm going to quickly go for an intercept. I get it. Go for the special 2. Excellent. He gets some degen while the healing is up because the armor break triggers the Masochism. I do take some whiplash damage, so that's kind of annoying. But at this point, I'm like, okay, if I keep hitting into the block, I can keep up the as much of the as much of his infections there. Unfortunately, I should have just blocked his special 1, but instinct made me try and dash back a little bit on it, so I took some more damage. But we're he's outpacing me at this point in terms of health. But again, we throw the big special 2. He's degenning his power. It gives me some power drain as well. So we're keeping him low on power. So it gives me another chance to throw an intercept. But here I'm just going to go ahead, striker, push to a special 2, and I'm going balls to the wall, and I do get him down. Because see, all that chip damage and all that damage from Quicksilver just adds up. I spent a lot to heal up Warlock again, and then we had a thing here. I do use the Magneto House of X pre-fight, and this is the reinvigorated unblockable and the never back down. So I went into this one thinking, okay, all I gotta do is parry heavy against Thing, and he is not going to gain any rock stacks. The issue is here, he did not actually go unblockable on that first one there, and in the off season I did have success evading his special 1 fully, even while rooted. So here, what I forgot is I need to go ahead and get some intercepts in. And at the same time, I should have been dashing back all the time during this fight. Every time I dash back twice, I get a regen, and when I get the regen, then he gets his degen. And power drain. So here, I do get clipped by his unblockable, and then I go back to parry heavies, and you can see I reduce the rock stacks on every parry heavy. So he goes from 9 down to 7, down to 5, and now here I just go for the full evade on the special 1 while rooted, go for another parry heavy, another one, bring him down to 2 rock stacks, and then I go ahead to drop the special 3. I could have played this a bit better in terms of dashing back more and intentionally triggering the regen. I think at one point it would have made him I think it can make him unblockable at one point, but again, dashing back like that triggers the regen, gives him the degen. That's what we want to see, and it power drains him at the same time. So all those things combined are good things that we want to see on this fight. But and again, I did get into a scenario here where I actually accidentally push him too far. I did go for some special 2s when he's at low rock stacks. The special 2 has a ton of hits in it, so you got to be really, really careful. And here you can see I push him up to 12 rock stacks here, and I go for I push him to 15, and then I accidentally went for a parry heavy here, which puts him at 12, gives him an unblockable and unstoppable, but we evade it and we were able to parry heavy out of it. So we did get it lucky. That was not the best move at all. There, he caught me on a dash back, which really, really sucked because we were actually doing really well in that fight other than that mistake there. And again, I'm going to go ahead parry heavy now that he's only at 2 rock stacks. We get the full evade again, and I go for a special 3. I would have gone for a special 2 if I had the special 2. But we go for the special 3 because we kind of got pushed up there, but that's fine. So these 2 fights were the ones I was worried about, not the Nimrod fight. And we did get through it, and I was very happy with those 2 fights. So I am learning the new tactic as we go. And we had 3 tactic fights, and we had no deaths this time after the first 2 wars, giving me headaches with deaths to like all the tactic fights. So this is a much bigger improvement. And then we go Wiccan against Hulkling, which was one of our usual fun ones. This one's on buffet, and as long as you go light ending combo into special 1, that's going to give you the extended duration on the neutralize, which is what I always like to do, which is why I started with a power start 1. Then as long as you get any of your other spells, a medium ender, a heavy attack, or hold dash back and hold block, you're just going to keep up that neutralize, and Hulkling melts. That's it for this war. 9 fights. Hope you enjoyed them. Have a happy holidays, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.